The universe was silent when the alien ship entered the solar system. It moved like a dark shadow, slow but powerful, as if the stars themselves stepped aside. The ship was huge, so large that if it passed in front of the moon, it would cover a part of it. Every metal plate on its surface carried scars from old wars. This was not a ship meant for peace. It was a ship that had survived destruction many times. Inside the alien ship, Commander Vorak stood with his hands behind his back. His skin had a metallic shine and his eyes glowed a pale blue. He belonged to a proud species called the Drexari, known across the galaxy for domination, not negotiation. But today, Vorak did not feel proud. Today, he felt desperate. "Send the hail signal," he ordered. His voice echoed across the command hall. Alien officers obeyed instantly. One of them typed a command into a glowing panel, sending a powerful message toward Earth. It was not a friendly greeting. It was a message only advanced civilizations could answer. It demanded recognition. It demanded fear. Vorak waited, his jaw tight. "For centuries," he murmured, "humans have been hidden from the galactic map. No contact, no alliances, no proof of higher intelligence, but they must respond, they must." He said it again as if trying to convince himself. They must. The ship lights flickered as the hail signal shot across the solar system, faster than the speed of light using Drexari tech. It hit Earth in less than a heartbeat. On Earth, everything broke at once. Satellites went dark for 3 full seconds. Communication towers glitched. Airports lost contact with planes. Hospitals lost all signals for emergency networks. Phones across the world vibrated without any notifications. People looked at the sky with confusion, some with fear. In a military bunker deep under Washington, D.C., alarms screamed. The president was moved to a secure room. Generals shouted orders. Scientists stared at screens and whispered, "Impossible, impossible." No one knew what the signal meant. It was too complex, too advanced, too alien. Global panic grew like a rising wave. But far from the human world, under the Pacific Ocean, so deep that no submarine had ever gone, there was a silent structure hidden in the darkness. It was so old that even the salt on its metal skin had fossilized. It looked dead. It looked forgotten, but it wasn't. When the alien hail signal touched the Earth, that ancient building woke up. Lights turned on one by one, glowing with a soft white color. Machines began to hum, as if remembering their purpose after centuries of sleep. Deep inside the structure, a console lit up with symbols humans had never seen. A tall man stood alone in the command chamber. He wore a black uniform with a silver emblem shaped like a world map. His hair was gray, his face calm, but his eyes carried secrets older than nations. His name was Director Hale, leader of the Earth Authority, an organization unknown to all governments, unknown to everyday people, unknown even to history books. Hale looked at the glowing console. It displayed the alien hail message in bright red text. He took a slow breath. "So it begins," he whispered. Hale pressed a button. The entire hidden base shook as the communication towers deep within the seabed activated. They opened like giant metal flowers, releasing blue light into the dark water. And then a voice, firm, calm, powerful, traveled back into space. "Earth Authority acknowledges. State your purpose." Back on the alien flagship, silence fell. Every officer froze. Their screens flickered. Their translators replayed the message again and again, trying to understand it. The alien crew stared at their commander with wide, terrified eyes. "Commander, did you hear that?" An officer whispered. Vorak's heart thudded in his chest. He grabbed the rail in front of him, trying to steady his shock. "Replay it." The message repeated, "Earth Authority acknowledges. State your purpose." Vorak felt the fear crawl up his back like ice. Earth acknowledged. Earth Authority. Humans should not have anything like that. According to the galaxy's information, humans were barely leaving their own planet. No faster-than-light travel. No wormhole knowledge, no high-level sensors, no planetary defense grid. They should not even understand the hail, let alone answer it. And yet they did. "Commander," another officer stammered, "this is impossible. Humans cannot respond to a Drexari hail, only civilizations of level 4 or higher." "I know," Vorak snapped. He cut himself off and forced his voice steady, showing fear would break the crew. "Hold position," he ordered. "No ships move, no weapons activate." The officers obeyed instantly, but whispers spread like wildfire. "How can humans answer? Do they hide advanced tech? Did we misjudge the species?" Vorak stared at the hologram of Earth. The small blue planet looked peaceful, quiet, weak, nothing like a power capable of answering a Drexari hail. He swallowed hard. "What are you hiding, humans?" he murmured. On Earth, Director Hale sat at a massive circular table. The command center around him was full of holograms showing alien ship positions, energy signatures, and movement patterns. Earth Authority officers worked quickly but silently. No shouting, no panic. They were trained for this day. They were waiting for this day. One officer approached Hale. "Sir, the alien ship has paused all movement. They are surprised." Hale nodded. "Good, keep them surprised." The officer hesitated. "Sir, should we inform the United Nations?" Hale turned slowly to look at him. "No, not yet. They will only create fear and confusion. For now, we handle this alone." He said it with a calmness that felt unnatural. But Hale had been trained for this situation since he was young. Earth Authority was prepared for first contact, prepared in ways no human government knew. Hale leaned back in his chair, eyes narrowing. "Aliens reaching our system means the quiet years are over. What if they are hostile, sir?" an officer asked. Hale looked at the hologram of the alien warship. "They are hostile," he said, "but they are also scared, and scared enemies make mistakes." He pressed a communication button again and spoke firmly. "Alien vessel, identify yourself. You are in protected territory." In the Drexari warship, the message hit like a thunderbolt. Officers jumped from their seats. Panic filled the air. Protected territory. By humans, this was not how first contact was supposed to go. Commander Vorak felt heat rise in his cheeks. They are warning us." An officer whispered. Another officer checked energy readings. "Commander, that signal came from the Pacific Ocean. Depth impossible for human engineering." Vorak clenched his fists. "Open a secure channel," he ordered. The crew stared at him with fear. "Commander, if we speak to them, we reveal our weakness." Vorak growled. "We already revealed our weakness the moment they answered. Open the channel." After a few seconds, the communication link connected. Vorak stood upright, trying to regain his dignity as the hologram shimmered. Director Hale appeared, tall, calm, confident, not afraid. And that fearlessness made the Drexari tremble. Hale spoke first. "You have entered human territory. State your purpose." Vorak opened his mouth, but no words came out. He expected humans to beg, scream, or stay silent. But this human, this Director Hale, spoke like someone used to power, someone used to danger, someone not afraid of an alien warship. Vorak forced himself to reply. "This is Commander Vorak of the Drexari Dominion. We sent a hail expecting a primitive response." Hale cut in. Vorak flinched. The crew looked horrified. "That is not," Vorak began. Hale continued, his voice level. "Your hail disrupted global systems. Explain why you sent it." Vorak's mind raced. He needed time. He needed control. He needed to flip the situation. It was a standard greeting," he lied. Hale's eyes narrowed. "You do not attack our satellites with a greeting." Vorak froze. Hale knew. Somehow humans knew exactly what the hail contained. How? Who taught these humans? What was this Earth Authority? Vorak felt sweat on his palms. "Earth was not expected to answer," he admitted. Hale leaned closer to the hologram. "Yes, that was your mistake." Inside the ranks of the Drexari crew, whispers grew louder. Officers exchanged terrified looks. "Humans are dangerous. They should not know our technology. What have we walked into?" Vorak felt the pressure crushing his chest. He needed to save face. He needed to regain control. He spoke again. "Human leader, we came because," Hale raised a hand, "that can wait." Then he delivered a sentence that sent chills through every alien on the ship. "Your presence activates Earth Authority protocols. If you take one aggressive action, we respond." Vorak's throat tightened. Respond how? Hale didn't blink. Fully. The Drexari crew went silent. Ship's air suddenly felt colder. Vorak stared at the human hologram. This man, this Earth Authority, was not frightened. Humans were not acting like a young species. They were acting like a hidden power, a sleeping beast, a silent storm finally waking up. Vorak exhaled shakily. "What are you humans?" Hale smiled, but it wasn't a friendly smile. "A species that survived without your help. A species you underestimated. A species ready to defend its world." And then Hale ended the transmission. The alien ship floated in dead silence. Commander Vorak slowly sat down, trembling. His crew watched him, waiting for orders, waiting for hope, waiting for an explanation, but Vorak had none. Because he finally understood something horrifying. This was not a primitive world. This was a trap, and the Drexari had stepped into it. Vorak whispered the final words of the part. "We thought humans were weak. We were wrong." For the next several seconds, the alien warship floated in complete silence. No one moved. No one breathed deeply. It felt like the air around them had frozen. Commander Vorak stared at the empty space where the human hologram had been. His hands trembled slightly, something he tried hard to hide. Finally, Officer Wren broke the silence. "Commander, humans should not have spoken like that." Vorak did not answer immediately. He kept staring forward, as if trying to see Earth through the thick metal walls of the ship. His thoughts ran wild. Humans should not speak with confidence. Humans should not understand Drexari Hale code. Humans should not have an underground facility powerful enough to block their scan. And definitely, humans should not have something called Earth Authority. "Commander," Wren asked again softly. Vorak finally turned. His face looked older, more tired. "We underestimated them," he admitted. The entire crew stiffened. Their commander never said such words. Drexari leaders never admitted mistakes. That alone proved how serious the situation was. "What do we do?" Wren asked. Vorak swallowed. "We wait, and we observe. If humans possess hidden technology, we cannot risk a mistake." But he did not say the rest of his fear. What if humans possess more than technology? What if they possess knowledge, far below the ocean? The hidden Earth Authority facility hummed with new life. Every screen glowed bright. Machines that had slept for decades were now active. The entire base felt alive, almost alert, as if the walls themselves understood that danger had arrived. Director Hale stood at the command table, hands resting lightly on the glass surface. Officers rushed around him with reports, but Hale showed no sign of stress. His calmness was unnatural, almost frightening. A young officer, Mira, approached him. "Sir, the alien vessel is holding position. No signs of weapon systems activating." Hale nodded. "Good, fear keeps them careful." Mira hesitated before speaking again. "Sir, how much does the Drexari Dominion know about us?" Hale's expression darkened. "Very little, and that is our advantage." He touched a panel and a hologram expanded, showing the alien ship structure. Weak points, energy distribution, cloaked weapon ports. "Sir," Mira said, lowering her voice, "if they choose to attack, can we defend Earth?" Hale looked at her. His eyes were calm, cold, steady. "We can defend ourselves," he said, "but the world above must not know. Panic will do more damage than the aliens." Another officer ran up to Hale, holding a data pad. "Director, we traced the origin of the Drexari Hale. It used advanced hyperwave compression. Only empires with level 4 tech can build something like that." "Expected," Hale said, but the officer continued. "Our system recognized parts of the signal. Our translation was too fast, too perfect, sir. How do we have Drexari code in our archives?" Silence fell. Officers looked at Hale. Hale looked at the screen. For a long moment he didn't speak. Finally he said quietly, because the Drexari were not the first to find Earth. A chill went through the room. Officers exchanged confused looks. Everyone knew the Earth Authority had secrets, old ones, but Hale rarely spoke of them. Mira stepped forward slowly. "Sir, are you saying aliens have visited Earth before?" Hale didn't deny it. Vorak paced in circles inside the Drexari command room. This entire mission was becoming a nightmare. He had expected weakness, fear, surrender. He had expected humans to be confused by the Hale signal. Instead, humans responded with authority, with strength, with confidence. "Check their planetary defense grid again," Vorak ordered. An officer tapped through several holographic screens. "Commander, we detect energy patterns from beneath the ocean and from several mountain regions, but no official human nation has technology like this." "Of course they don't," Vorak muttered. "The human governments are unaware." Ren blinked. "Then who controls this Earth Authority, a nation?" Vorak shook his head. "No, something older, something hidden." Ren hesitated. "Commander, what if humans are not primitive? What if their public technology is only a mask?" The thought struck Vorak deep. If humans hid their true level, if humans had advanced tech buried underground, if humans knew Drexari codes, then the Drexari were not the hunters, they were the prey. Ren asked softly, "Sir, should we retreat?" Vorak stared at Earth. The small blue sphere looked calm, beautiful, peaceful, and yet every new fact screamed a warning. "No, not yet," he whispered. "We cannot show fear. If humans sense weakness, they may strike first. We must understand them. We must know what they truly are." He turned sharply. "Prepare a direct message. I will speak to their leader again." The crew looked anxious but obeyed. Hale stood on the platform of the deep-sea base as the holographic stars above him spun into the shape of the alien ship. He didn't look away. He didn't flinch. He had stared down worse things in his life. Mira approached again. "Sir, the Drexari ship is sending another message, a direct one this time. Put it through." The air shimmered and Commander Vorak appeared. His tall, metallic form flickered with distortion, but his fear was clear. Hale could see the tension in his shoulders, the tightness in his jaw. Vorak forced a formal tone. "Human leader, we wish to discuss terms." "Terms?" Hale repeated calmly. "This is not a negotiation, Commander. You are the ones who sent a hostile hail." Vorak's voice cracked slightly. "It was a test." Hale's gaze sharpened. "And you failed it." Behind Vorak, aliens shifted nervously. They looked like children waiting for punishment. "Director Hale," Vorak said slowly, "what is Earth Authority? Why does it exist outside your public governments? Why do you have Drexari code? How much do you know of us?" Hale didn't blink. "Enough." Drexari crew froze. "Enough? Enough of what? Enough to fight, enough to win, enough to destroy," Hale continued. "Earth Authority exists because humanity knew one day the galaxy would find us. We prepared for this. We watched the skies. We studied every signal. We learned from every trace you left behind in the void." Vorak stiffened. "We left no trace." Hale tilted his head. "You think so?" Vorak's blood ran cold. Humans had information on Drexari movements, on Drexari technology, on Drexari weaknesses. That was impossible, unless the rumors were true, unless humans were a lost survivor species, a rare type of species that evolves in isolation but remains extremely dangerous. Vorak took a slow, shaky breath. "Humans are not what our empire believed," he whispered. Hale replied sharply, "Your empire believed wrong." Inside Earth Authority, Mira watched the exchange with wide eyes. Hale was revealing more than he usually did, but he also held back enough to maintain complete psychological dominance. When the transmission ended, Hale turned to his officers. "Prepare Level 4 observation satellites. I want constant watch on every Drexari energy change." Mira stepped forward. "Sir, what happens if the Drexari call for reinforcements?" Hale looked at her. His face was calm, but his words were heavy. "Then Earth's secret will finally come out." Mira felt fear spark in her chest. And the world's governments, they will learn everything we have hidden, and they will not forgive us. Then why hide it, sir? Hale sighed. His voice grew quiet. Because humanity cannot unite against an enemy they do not understand. Because nations fight each other when the real danger is in the sky. Because the world is not ready to know we have hidden alien technology beneath their feet. He paused, but ready or not, the truth is coming. Meanwhile, on the alien ship, Vorak held a secret meeting with his top officers inside a private room. The walls glowed with purple light, showing encrypted symbols that prevented eavesdropping. Ren spoke first. "Commander, we need a plan." Vorak nodded. "We do, and it must be careful. Humans are not to be provoked." "What if they attack first?" Ren asked. Vorak shook his head. "They already have the advantage. They do not need to attack." Another officer leaned forward. "Commander, do we report this to the Drexari Emperor?" Vorak closed his eyes. Reporting this would be dangerous. The Emperor would punish anyone who made the Dominion look weak. If Vorak admitted that humans' primitive Earth had matched them, the Emperor might execute his entire crew. "No," Vorak whispered. "Not yet. We must learn more before we speak." "So what do we do?" Ren pressed. Vorak opened his eyes. "We find Earth's secret. We find their true history. We find who taught them our code. And if we cannot," an officer asked. Vorak looked at Earth again. "Then we pray they do not see us as enemies." Deep beneath the Pacific, Hale walked alone through a long corridor. The walls were smooth metal, older than any modern factory. Lights glowed softly. The hall felt ancient, like it had existed before Earth's nations were born. He stopped in front of a door marked Classified Level Omega, Origin Archive. Hale placed his palm on the reader. The door opened with a hiss. Inside, rows of holographic files floated in the air. Some were hundreds of years old, some were older. Hale whispered to himself, "They are coming faster than we expected." He opened a file showing the image of a strange, gentle-looking alien species, the ones who had visited Earth centuries ago. They had warned the early humans, "One day the galaxy will arrive, be ready." And Earth had prepared for centuries. Now the time had come. As the part closes, two forces stare at each other across the void, the Drexari confused and fearful, and humanity calm and ready. But neither side knows the full truth. And neither side knows the second alien signal rising from beneath Earth's crust, a signal stronger than the Drexari hail. Older. Awakening. The Drexari warship hovered silently above Earth, but inside, tension grew like a growing storm. Every alien could feel it. Every breath was tight. Every step felt heavy. Commander Vorak moved across the command hall with slow, careful motions, like someone walking across thin ice. He stopped in front of the main screen showing the blue planet below. "Humans," he whispered. "What are you hiding down there?" His officers looked at each other nervously. None of them had the courage to answer. Finally, Ren spoke in a shaky voice. "Commander, we cannot stay here forever. The crew is uneasy. We need information." Vorak knew this. His own spine was stiff with fear. The humans were calm, too calm, calm like a predator that waits for the perfect moment to strike. "We will gather information," Vorak said, "but carefully, quietly, without provocation." He turned to the sensor officer. "Send a microscan toward Earth. Small, gentle, something they cannot detect." The officer's eyes widened. "Sir, the last scan was blocked." "This one will be softer," Vorak insisted. "A diagnostic pulse only. We must understand what they hide." The officer hesitated, fear clear in his eyes, but he obeyed. His fingers tapped across the glowing panel. A thin golden pulse left the Drexari ship and drifted toward Earth like a tiny spark. Vorak exhaled. "Good. Now we boom." A shockwave hit the Drexari ship so sudden and violent it threw officers off their feet. Alarms blared. Lights flickered. Sparks burst from the ceiling. "What happened?" Ren shouted. The sensor officer stared at his screen in horror. "Commander, that was not a shield. That was a counter-scan. Earth Authority detected us instantly. They blocked our pulse and then scanned us in return." Vorak felt his heart stop, scanned us with what frequency? Unknown, the officer cried. The scan passed straight through our armor like it wasn't even there. The Drexari crew panicked. What kind of weapon is that? How did they pierce Drexari plating? No level 4 species has this ability. Vorak grabbed the rail to steady himself. His voice came out cold and empty. They are watching us. Far beneath the Pacific Ocean, Director Hale stood in front of a floating hologram showing the alien ship's interior. The Drexari crew didn't know Earth authorities' counterscan had done more than just block their test pulse. It had entered their ship. It had copied their ship layout. It had recorded their weapons. It had mapped their shields. And it had labeled one terrifying fact. Drexari warship 34% damage from past battles, crew status unstable, commander volatile emotional state. Hale folded his arms. Foolish aliens, he murmured. Trying to test us again. Mira approached him quickly. Sir, the Drexari are in chaos. Should we send a warning? Hale shook his head. No, fear is enough for now. Another officer rushed up. Director, our scan detected something else inside the Drexari ship. What? Hale asked. The officer swallowed. A device. An ancient one, not Drexari technology, something older. Hale's face hardened. So the Drexari carry relics now, very interesting. Mira frowned. Sir, could that relic be connected to the old aliens who visited Earth? It might be, he said softly, but we cannot reveal that, not yet. Back on the alien ship, the situation got worse. Commander Vorak looked at the newest scan results with disbelief. Earth authority scanned us. Yes, Commander, the officer whispered. They scanned through our armor, through our shields, through our hull. It's like their technology sees everything. Vorak's skin turned pale. Drexari armor was famous across the galaxy. No species, not even the powerful Yathari Empire, could scan through Drexari hulls without heavy equipment, but humans did it with a single pulse. This is impossible, Vorak whispered. Impossible. Ren looked at him. Commander, I think Earth authority wants to scare us. Vorak shook his head slowly. No, they want to warn us. They want to show us they see everything. Another officer spoke nervously. Commander, if humans can scan through our ship so easily, what else can they do? Vorak didn't answer. He didn't want to know the answer. At Earth Authority, Hale stood at the front of the command chamber. Prepare Channel 1, he ordered. Mira blinked. Sir, that's the highest warning channel. Hale nodded. They tested us twice. Now they must hear our answer. The chamber darkened. A glowing circle appeared around Hale. Blue energy formed a halo as the communications array powered up. Send the message. On the alien ship, the lights flickered again. The Drexari scrambled as a hologram forced itself into their system without permission. Hale appeared in the center of their command hall. His voice was calm but sharp like a blade. Commander Vorak, you tested our defenses. Vorak swallowed hard. Human leader, we meant no harm. Your scan penetrated our ocean perimeter. Hale said. Silence swallowed the hall. Hale stepped forward slightly. His presence filled the room. Do that again and we will consider it an act of aggression. Vorak's legs almost buckled. The entire crew froze. Hale continued. We do not fear you. We do not welcome you, but we will defend Earth. Then the hologram vanished. The hall remained frozen. An officer whispered, voice shaking. Commander, humans entered our system without authorization. They hacked our channels. They forced a message onto our deck. Vorak collapsed into his chair. This is no primitive species. Hours passed. The Drexari ship stayed silent. Earth authority stayed silent. The world above remained unaware of the cosmic tension unfolding beneath their feet. But deep inside Earth Authority, Hale examined old files inside the Origin archive. A hologram showed ancient writings from the alien species who visited Earth centuries ago. Their message echoed in the chamber, beware the Drexari. They search for relics, they search for power, and one day they will find Earth. Hale closed the file. So they finally found us, he murmured. Mira entered the room quietly. Sir, we detected a second energy pulse. It's rising from beneath Earth's crust. Hale froze, his eyes widened. No, that can't be. The floor vibrated slightly, lights flickered, Mira's voice trembled. Sir, what is it? Another alien attack. Hale shook his head. No, something older. She looked confused. Older than the Drexari. Hale looked at the Origin Archive hologram again, much older. On the Drexari ship, Ren approached Vorak. Commander, sensors are detecting a strange pulse from Earth's core. Vorak looked up sharply. What kind of pulse? Ren hesitated. Ancient. Vorak felt a spike of dread. No, the relic, the one we carry, it's reacting. The Drexari ship shook. Lights turned red. The relic, the ancient device hidden deep inside the ship, began to glow. An officer screamed, Commander, the relic is activating on its own. Vorak bolted to the relic chamber. Inside, the spherical device floated in the air, glowing brighter and brighter. Strange symbols danced across its surface, symbols Vorak had never seen before. Ren whispered, Commander, that relic is not Drexari. We found it in the ruins of a lost world. Vorak stared at it. It is responding to Earth. A chilling silence fell. The relic glowed brighter, filling the chamber with ancient power. The Drexari officers backed away in fear. Commander, Ren whispered, what if humans are connected to this relic? What if Earth is not their true origin? Vorak turned pale, the relic pulsed again, and when it did, the entire alien ship shook violently. Across the galaxy, relics on other worlds began to react. Silent, terrifying, awakening. Vorak whispered 3 words he never thought he would say. Humans are dangerous. He looked at Earth, the small blue world. They are not what they seem. Back in the Earth Authority facility, Hale stared at the rising energy wave coming from beneath the crust. His voice was almost a whisper. It's waking up. Mira stepped closer. What is waking up, sir? Hale closed his eyes. Something that should never wake up. The ground trembled harder. The ocean roared. And an ancient voice, older than Earth's continents, whispered from the depths, the Watchers return. Hale's eyes shot open. No, not now, not again. Earth Authority scrambled into worldwide alert. The Drexari ship panicked. The relic screamed. And Earth, quiet, beautiful Earth, began to reveal its true face. The part ends with Hale's final whisper. The galaxy has no idea what sleeps beneath this planet. Waves rolled across the Pacific. Birds fled the skies. Deep under the ocean, the Earth Authority base shook with an energy that felt ancient, too ancient for human understanding. Director Hale stood in the center of the command chamber, surrounded by holograms that flickered with warning signs. Officers tried to keep systems stable, but the power surge from Earth's crust was overwhelming every machine. Mira ran toward Hale, fear clear in her eyes. Sir, the energy pulse from beneath the crust, it's growing stronger. Our sensors cannot measure it anymore. Hale stared at the main screen. A giant spiral of blue energy was rising from the Earth's core, climbing upward like a pillar reaching for the sky. It's waking up, Hale whispered. Mira grabbed onto a desk to stay balanced as another tremor shook the facility. Sir, what is waking up? Hale closed his eyes as if remembering something painful. Something older than humanity, older than the Drexari, something that once protected this planet. The room fell silent. Even the machines seemed to hold their breath. Far above, the Drexari warship shook violently as the mysterious energy wave hit them. Their scanners screamed warnings in every language they had. Commander Vorak clung to the railing while his officers scrambled to regain balance. Ren, report, Vorak shouted. Ren stared at his console in disbelief. Commander, this energy is not a weapon. It's a signal, a beacon, and it's coming from the Earth's core. Vorak's eyes widened. A beacon? Calling what? Before Ren could answer, another officer cried out, Commander, the relic, our relic, it's responding again. Vorak ran to the relic chamber. The sphere floated higher than before, glowing so bright it almost blinded them. Strange, ancient symbols crawled across its surface, changing shape every second. Ren studied them, trembling. These symbols, they match the ruins we found on the lost world of Thalara, a world destroyed long before Drexari history began. Vorak felt cold dread creeping into his spine. The relic pulsed, once, twice, and then it projected a holographic map into the air, a map of the galaxy, sections glowing, sections dark, sections marked with a symbol that no Drexari recognized, but Hale did. Below the ocean, the same symbol appeared on Earth Authority screens. Officers gasped. Mira turned to Hale. "Sir, these symbols, our database doesn't recognize them, but your reaction, do you know what they mean?" Hale nodded slowly, his face was pale. "They belong to an ancient species known only as the Watchers." The room went still. Mira whispered, "The Watchers, who are they?" Hale didn't look at her. He stared at the glowing map like a man seeing a ghost. "They were here before us, before human civilization, before Earth had nations or cities. They came when our planet was young. They stayed for centuries, quiet, observing, never interfering." "Why leave?" Mira asked. Hale sighed deeply. "They said their duty was finished. They said Earth was entering its dangerous years, and before they left, they built something deep beneath Earth's crust." Mira froze, something like the pulse we feel now. Hale nodded. "Yes, a machine, a guardian, a warning." "A warning for what?" He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The fear in his eyes said everything. Back on the Drexari ship, the relic's hologram expanded, showing 3 distinct sets of symbols. The first set glowed blue, the symbol for Earth. The second glowed red, the symbol for the Drexari Dominion. The third glowed gold, unknown, ancient, powerful. Ren swallowed. "Commander, the relic is trying to communicate." Vorak stared at the golden symbol. "What does it want?" Ren turned pale. "It wants humans." The relic pulsed again. This time, the Drexari crew collapsed to their knees, overwhelmed by the pressure of ancient energy. Vorak grabbed Ren's arm. "Explain." Ren forced the words out. "The relic recognizes Earth. It's calling the world the seeded home. It's saying the Watchers planted something here." Vorak stumbled backward. "Planted something?" Ren nodded, terrified. "Commander, humans might not be a normal species. They might be one of the Watchers' creations." The chamber filled with gasps and panic. Vorak whispered, "No wonder they hide their true technology. No wonder they speak our code. No wonder Earth Authority exists." He turned toward the hologram of Earth. "Humans are not Early stage. They are a protected species, a chosen species. And chosen species were the most dangerous kind." Below the Pacific, Hale and Mira watched the same golden symbol glowing in the air. Mira whispered, "Sir, what did the Watchers say to early humans before they left?" Hale swallowed. "They said humans have a destiny, something the galaxy is not ready for, something even Earth Authority does not fully understand." Mira's voice shook. "Do you believe it?" Hale looked around the chamber, at the old metal walls, at the strange symbols etched into the infrastructure, at the machines built long before humans even understood electricity. "We are standing inside their gift, Mira," he said quietly. "This base is not human-made. It was built by the Watchers." Mira's hands shook. "So Earth Authority was not started by humans." Hale nodded. "It was started by the Watchers. Humans only inherited it." The truth hit Mira like a punch. "Then Earth Authority is not defense, it is preparation." Hale closed his eyes. Preparation for the day Earth is no longer hidden. Back in space, the relic's glowing symbols rearranged themselves into a message. Ren translated it slowly, voice trembling. "It says the seeded home has awakened. The trial begins. All observers prepare." Vorak froze. What trial? Before Ren could answer, the Drexari ship shook. Sensors screamed. A new energy was rising from Earth, stronger than anything before. The Drexari crew looked out the window. The oceans were lighting up, like giant blue veins glowing across the planet. Ren spoke. "Commander, Earth's core is responding to the relic. The Watcher's machine is fully activating." Vorak whispered, "We triggered it." Fear spread across the deck. "We triggered a Watcher event." Inside the Earth Authority base, alarms turned red. The entire structure trembled. Mira grabbed Hale's arm. "Sir, the machine beneath Earth is activating faster than expected." Hale stared at the main screen. The core energy was forming a shape. A colossal spiraling pattern, not random, deliberate, designed. Mira whispered, "What is it doing?" Hale answered slowly, "It is unlocking the origin memory." "Origin of what?" Mira asked. Hale turned to her. "Of humanity." Outside the base, deep under the ocean, giant metal rings began to rotate. Machines older than human civilization whirred back to life. Blue light pulsed through long-buried conduits. The entire Pacific region rumbled as if something enormous was turning beneath it. Hale's voice was grim. The Watchers left a memory vault, a record of who humans truly are, a record of why Earth was chosen. "Why now?" Mira asked. Hale looked up at the map with the Drexari symbol flashing in red. "Because aliens have found us, because the Drexari brought the relic, because the galaxy is waking up." A new screen activated. It showed something Hale hoped would never appear, a golden phrase written in the Watcher's language. "The Guardian Protocol is live." Mira whispered, "Guardian Protocol." Hale nodded. "The machine will now judge if humanity is ready." "And if we're not ready?" Hale turned pale. "Then the machine will destroy everything to protect the secret." Mira gasped. Earth could explode. Hale didn't deny it. On the Drexari ship, the relic displayed a final message. "The trial of Seated will begin soon. Protect yourselves." Then the relic shut down abruptly. Ren whispered, "Commander, this is no longer about us. This is about the entire galaxy." Vorak stood frozen, silent, shaking. "Humans are the center of all this." He looked at Earth, the small blue world now glowing with ancient power, and the galaxy will never be the same. As Part 4 ends, Earth Authority activates emergency protocols. The Drexari ship prepares for the unknown. The Watcher machine fully awakens beneath Earth. A cosmic trial begins, and Director Hale says the final line, "The real story of humanity is about to be revealed."